Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Access. In this module, I want to show you how you can create a management form so you can quickly click a button and get to your objects. So you can run reports, open queries, and move around your database using the command buttons that we're going to do. So first of all, to do that, we're going to create a blank form. I don't need any tables attached to it. So form design, I'm not interested in tables because it's just going to have command buttons on it. Now the area I need to be looking at is the design tab, and you see these buttons here. These are all different buttons, but this is the one that I want to use. So when you click on this will activate a wizard, and then you can select the option that you require through this wizard. So first of all, let's go for form operations, because I've got a few forms here. So form operations, and then open form first of all, next, and then you can pick the forms that you want to open, or the form you want to open. So I'll pick the top one and then open the form to show all records. Yep. And then you need to give it a, so this is going to be sales, so open sales form, let's put that, and then next. I don't need to name that, and then just finish, and then it says open sales form there. Now if I save this form as main menu, so we've got a title for it, main menu, and then click OK, I can then view the form and check whether this button works. So open sales form, and there you go, sales form. Now if I close sales form, in fact before I do that, let's go into design on sales form and let's do a button to come back to the main menu. So another button, wizard starts, form operations. So I could do close form, or I could do open main menu. Now main menu is open, so one of the problems with this wizard is that you tend to leave things behind open. So I will put close form on here, and then I'm going to show you how to do a macro and attach a macro to a command button, which is a tidier way of doing this. So if I go, I'll just leave that on close form, that's okay, and then next, and then finish. And then if I have a look, I'll save it, have a look. So close, open, close. So that's basically how that works. Now if I go back into design and just do another button to run a report, so if I draw a button, and this time with report operations, and you've got the options here of what you want to do in the report. So I'll click preview report, next, two different reports there. I'll just pick the top one, so it's a sales report. So sales report, you can put whatever you want here, it's just as long as it's not too long because it's going to go inside the button. Sales report, save that, have a look, click the button. So this is going to run this report, and you can see the sales report there, and I can just close that back down. Now as you do these buttons, you can see that it's quite hard to get them all lined up. So what you should do really, or you could do, you don't have to, is just select them both and then go arrange and then select either one of these options. If you don't like it, you can just remove it. It just keeps them all nice and neat. Now as I've said, the problem with that, let's just save that. The problem with that is that these leave, or can leave, lots of window tabs open, which is not great with Access, because Access doesn't save stuff that is sitting pending. So if your form's open, you just type something, you need to either tab off that record or close the form, and then it'll go into the database. So potentially you could have lots of tabs open where those records are sitting waiting to be entered but not entered. So it's not great. So what I recommend is that you create a macro to open and close forms, and then through that you can make sure everything is always entered into the database correctly. So let's just do that. So create macro, and what you get when you create a macro is some options over this side and some preset loaded options over that side. But we're just going to keep this very simple. We just want to find open, open form. So if I drop the list down, it comes up with open form. You go and select which form you want to open. So I want to open the sales form. I don't want any filters, but there are options at a later date to put filters in, or conditions if you wanted to. That's all I want to do, open that form. But I want to close close, don't want to put that in, got to be careful of that. It's best to select this from there. Close the form that I've just opened. So basically you are going to close the form that you just opened, that you just come from. If I can find close. Okay, I'll use close window, and it comes up with the object type, and it's going to be a form, and the form name is going to be main menu, and that'll do. So we're going to open this form, and then we're going to close that, and I'm going to save this macro as MCR for macro. So it's going to be open sales close main. So that's like a bit of a description of what it's going to do. Click OK to that, and close this. Go back to your main menu. So this is going to just be a repeat of this, but with extra step, if you like. So if I draw the button again, this time I'm going to attach a macro to it. So attach a macro is in miscellaneous, and then you've got run macro, and there's only one macro, so we can just pick that one. Open sales close main, that's the one we just did. These are the two are from a previous video, so just select that one. Now we want to put there open sales, still going to be open sales form, but when we do that it should close the main menu behind us and then finish. So there's she blows. Save that one, view. So it's not open at the minute, click, opens, and then it closes that. So now this one should probably say do it the other way around. Instead of close the form, so then you've got nothing, you probably want to do it the other way around. So open sales form, go into design on this one. So I'll go into design on this one. Let's get rid of this option. So we need to create a macro that's going to open main and close this sales form down. So let's go back to create macro. So we want open form, so we're going to open main menu, that's all we want to do, and then we're going to close window, and this time we're going to close a form, and the form is going to be sales, like so. So we save this one as MCR macro, so open main, close, no spaces, close sales. So we know which one's which. OK to that. Then we can close this down, and then we can cancel that. Draw a button on there. Go back to design. Draw a button like so. To miscellaneous. Run macro. Next. So open main. That's the one we want. Next. So we just put in there open main menu. Open main menu, and then finish. And then maybe you want to tidy these two up, put them into a little stack like so. Save the form, have a look at the form, click the button. So what's going to happen now? It's going to open main menu and close this down. There you go. There's the macro still open there. So now sales form closes main, open main, closes sales, and by doing that it will input any pending records. So if you've got stuff that you haven't tabbed off or entered, it will do it for you. So if I go back into design and do one more button, let's just look at some of the other options. So that was record form. You've got record options as well, but form, report, application. So that's quit application. I'm not going to do that one. So it's just going to put a close. That's going to close the database down. Just does what it says on the tin. And miscellaneous, you've got other options in there, like you can run the macro, which we've been doing. You can also run a query, which is what I want to do now. And let's click on that one. And that's going to give us a query. I'll do the sales, keep it consistent. And text will be sales details, let's call it that, just to be different. And then next, and then finish. Sales details, let's put that into a stack, go into arrange, stack, save, back to design, have a look, let's see what the query looks like a query. So there's the query. So with these forms, if I just come out of that and just go back into main menu, you use these forms to navigate around your database. So you could have a button on there, you could have, say, this front form that it just loads up when you open a database, and you might have just key buttons on there to click into another form, which then runs all your sales reports, and then come back to the main menu and click into another form that runs all your stock records, and you can manage it however you want. Whichever form you want to open up when you open the database, you can either create a macro called AutoExec, which will automatically open this on open, or you can go into file options and current database, and say where it says display form, you can change that to main menu. So every time you open this database, it will open the main menu. I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to leave it on none. That's what you can do. So basically that's just a quick look at how you can use command buttons to navigate around your database, how you can use command buttons with macros to make sure your database is as efficient as possible and tidy as possible. So on other sessions we'll go into macros in more details, and we'll look at some more queries and build this form up, and then we'll look at navigation of this area, so you can create your own navigation area and group these things into relevant sections. For example, sales and stock. So anything to do with sales will be in one section, anything to do with stock will be in another section, and so on and so on. But that's on another video. But hopefully that was of use to you. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.